Okay. All right, this is our first discussion of February. Okay, so we're going to talk about this with relation to IWM because that's what we're basing the signal off of, but this is really a conversation more on the theory and the technical indicator of what's called the 50% retracement. Len, I am. We're recording as we speak. Okay? 50% retracement is a mathematical technical indicator. It's actually part of the Fibonacci type indicators, which you can look that up. I'm not a big follower of that, but I am of this 50% retracement. Okay? And what the 50% retracement shows us, and let's bring in this chart here, is that if you take the high and the low during a period of time. Now, when I say a period of time, yes, you can look at it for a day, you can look at it for a week, a month. The longer in time you go, okay, the longer period of time you go, the better, the more robust the signal is. So if you're able to identify this 50% retracement over, let's say, a period of 6 months or a year or even 2 years or longer, that's going to hold typically as a better indicator than a very short time frame, like a day or 2 days or a week. Okay? What I'm looking at here, and it's really clear on this one in IWM, is the high we hit right here back in late August, 173.39, to the low that we hit post-Christmas, 125.81. Okay, so let me put this on here. IWM high on the date was August 30, was 173.39. IWM low on December 26th was 125.81. Okay, so if I look at the change from the high to the low during that period of time, that's $47.58. From high to low, $47.58. Okay, everybody follow that so far? And again, that's what we're looking at from right here. Exactly, Michael, you got it. You got it. Okay, so right here to right here. Okay, now, what the 50% retracement technical indicator says is that once you get a 50%, in this case, either rise up into the middle of that range, or it can also be on the flip side. If this were, you know, a coming from the top down, 50% to the downside. But if you get a 50% move, 50% retracement, so if we take the move of 47.58 times 50%, okay, that equals 23.79. That would be the 50% move. Well, if I take that bottom price of 125.81 plus the 50% retracement, like Michael just said, I am right at 149.60. That would be the indicator. That would be the signal that, in this case, because we're moving on a rally up, that rally is overdone, that it's time to get short. Okay, again, it could work in the opposite direction. If you had a rally up to the top and then we came back down, that would be a signal to buy. This is a signal to short. Now, this thing literally traded 149.62. And it has backed off already 30 cents from there. Now, 30 cents is not a lot, but you can see the power of this type of indicator. Is it a guarantee that this thing is going to keep going down? No, of course it's not. But it is just a very, very powerful indicator. So what did I do? Our signal was based on the trigger of that 50% retracement at 149.60. I had evaluated that this spread would be trading 95 cents when we got to 49.60. What did it trade? It traded 95.5 or 96 cents. Didn't quite trade our 95. I don't think anybody got filled, did you? If we would have been bid 96 or 97, you absolutely would have been filled. Right? Nobody got filled? Did not meet its intended valuation expectations. That is according to people familiar or close to the matter at Reuters. Yep. Exactly. Again, if we were bidding 96, we would have gotten filled. Arnab, we went through that earlier. Okay, when we were trading 149.10 this morning, this was trading about $1.03, $1.04. So based on the delta of the spread, we calculated that, okay, if stock goes up 50 cents to 149.60, this thing should be trading about 95 cents. That's how we came up with our calculation of our bid. Again, if we had bid 96, 97, we absolutely would have been filled. Okay. So it is a very, very powerful indicator. It doesn't happen all the time.
But as you said, we are trying to paint the town blue. We've got 350 pieces of out of home. We've got 500 recycling bins. And we've had a couple of visits to the world of Coke. And we're just trying to...
Okay, now Arnab, first off, let me bring in an Amazon chart. Okay, so if we did the same thing in Amazon, you can see a high of 2050. Whoops. A high of 2050 and the low during this period being 1310. Okay, so let's do this same calculation, and then I'm going to show you why this would or wouldn't be a signal here. Okay, so Amazon high was 2050 and low was 1310. Okay, so that difference is 740 points. The 50% would be 370. So if I take our low, no, hang on, Arnaud. If I take the low of 1310 plus the 370, that equals 1680, right?
How do you think about what kind of impact you want to make, guys, when it comes to advertisement? I'm thinking about
right? Okay, but here's the difference. Here's the difference. That 1680 has already been breached, right? That 1680 has already been breached. We were trading up to 1740 yesterday. So now that signal becomes invalid. Once it's been breached, that signal becomes invalid.
video.
Makes sense.
And that's what we've leaned into. We want to make sure that we take a moment to remind people that it's great to smile and to have a little bit of levity in life. And Super Bowl is a great stage for that as well. So that's something that we really look to within our advertising, is that entertainment factor.
Hey, Greg,
Does that make sense, everyone?
Obviously, almost as big a draw as the game itself. How does it go? The process of selecting the performer. I mean, all over the years, Beyonce, the Stones, Madonna, Prince. What are you trying to get through Maroon 5?
Arnav, what do you mean?
Well, it's not just Maroon 5.
Oh, should we have?
So we're thrilled to have the Pepsi.
We could have. We absolutely could have. So if you went back here and said, okay, what happened when Amazon traded 1680 on the way up?
I was able to watch the rehearsal last night.
Let's see.
The show's going to be epic.
I'd have to go back and see what it did
To that point, the Washington Post put out a story recently saying
when it breached it the first time. I don't know what it did. I'd have to go back and look at it. But it would have been a signal.
appearing to support either the NFL or Kaepernick. And Jay-Z, I think Rihanna have reportedly said no this year because they don't want to look like they're going against Kaepernick. Was it difficult
Okay.
for you?
Yeah, it was a little bit more controversial than normal this year, but again, I feel great where we ended up. I think the show.
All right. So that was the impetus behind that signal.
Just perfect.
And unbelievably, we did not get filled. And it is down 60 cents from there.
Well, we are excited to see it. Halftime shows always a highlight for me over the game. Greg and Jen, thank you both very much for joining us. The CFL is the best. Thank you.
Dow's up 113. S&P's positive as well.
What are you talking about, Arnav? In Amazon?
Getting a little bit longer is we've been adding the games to the market. Young, Proctor, Athlete,
Well,
by Lilly,
because it didn't pop up on my radar. Because there's 13,000 different stocks I'm looking at.
Merck, for example, also crawled up over 3.5% this morning on strong numbers too. In contrast to some of the others in the sector. But what a week for earnings. Been generally very positive.
All right, let me post this in the room and I'll be right back.
It was one of the themes of January. You know, January marked this big.
It is what? Is what because, Jennifer?
Actually, since back in 2015, but it wasn't spread across evenly, and it wasn't necessarily all the winners of the bull market. It was much more stock specific, selective, based on earnings reports and individual stories. Despite the fact that we had this big Fed tailwind to help us out.
It is the last day of the week, which of course makes me very sad.
Well, it didn't get filled because we were, we were a penny off. I mean, it's not an exact science, right? It's not an exact science. We literally were a penny off. If IWM would have ticked maybe 2 cents higher, or if we would have had a 96 bid instead of a 95 bid, in all likelihood, we would have been filled. It has nothing to do with the market makers.
Both of those coming up. And then you'll have to wait till Monday.
We'll see in a little bit, Sarah. Squawk Alley's coming up next. We'll talk about Amazon approaching bear market territory. We'll tell you why the stock is down today despite that beat last night. That's coming up next.